Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your host, Isaac William Joseph. Across the way from me is my best friend, Jordan Van Cleve, and we have a very special guest in studio today. It is the representative and host of the Jesus Turn It Up podcast, Noah With. How you feeling, Noah?
Yo, I'm feeling good. It's cool to be on this podcast. You got the whole setup.
You don't have to lie like that.
I ain't lying. It's pretty cool.
It's all right, cool. We'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you.
Take it as a compliment.
Jordan, how you feeling?
You know, I'm battling some demons emotionally, mentally right now, but you know, we're getting through it.
Dang, that was dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
You okay over there, bud?
I'm all right.
He could be better, which is okay because we all could be better. Like I could have $1 million right now.
Oh,
or
that'd be nice.
Or I could be hanging out with my homie Jesus right now. You know what I'm saying,
dude?
Oh, even better. Anyways, yes, this is episode 77.
Word up!
Oh
77?
Yeah, 77.
Yep.
That's hype.
Yeah, according to our last guest, Andy Goodman, shout out to Andy Goodman of Dwarven Workshop, he says that podcasts legitimize themselves after 75 episodes. So, we're legit now. And we've been legit for like the last 2 weeks. Isn't that amazing, Jordan?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
That's hype.
Oh, did you forget your headphones too?
They're on my head now.
Did you just put them on?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Cool. Wonderful. But yeah, it's exciting to have Noah on the podcast because it's actually been a long time coming. We just didn't know when, but we knew it would happen eventually, much like a lot of our other friends wanting to be on the podcast. We just got to figure out when we're going to do it. So yeah, if you're listening or watching and you know that you've had this talk with me or Jordan about being on the podcast, just know we haven't forgotten you. So, yeah. First things first, I should have totally texted you ahead of time, but I forgot to. Noah, our first segment is, what did we learn this week? So it's just sharing something that you learned this week. It could be deep, it could be surface, it could be stupid, it could be intellectual. It could be whatever. It's just something that you previously did not know. I can go first. I learned that you should probably not store full, unopened soda cans as decoration because they will ooze out of a mysterious location to ooze out of.
In the basement.
What?
In a basement, maybe.
In a basement.
It may have frozen. That may have been what
Did
happened.
you leave them in the cold, bro?
No, it was on this shelf over here that I had as a decoration piece. It was to represent Bray Wyatt's last match for the WWE. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. But yeah, it was a can of pitch black Mountain Dew, and like it was unopened because I didn't want to open it, and it was just. I stepped in some goop over there, and I'm like, what the heck is that? It was like one of the only times I was hoping it was cat poop, but it was not. So yeah,
That's unfortunate.
Sad.
very unfortunate. It actually
So unfortunate.
messed up quite a few expensive things, but it's
Dude.
fine. It can be cleaned, hopefully. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Is that, hey, if you want to keep a soda can as decoration, as cool as it is to never open it, crack that thing open, keep the tin. Okay. So Jordan, how about you?
I learned that cheap SD cards can cause problems potentially.
Really? Like what?
Writing issues on our Fluor Drive episode, Fluor Cinema.
Sorry, I just felt like I was sitting on like a hump. I was listening, by the way.
Yeah, you got headphones on.
Yes. I'm incapable of not. Okay. Noah, what you learned this week, baby boy?
Yeah, good question. I learned that my wife and I took like a road trip, and I thought I learned this at the beginning when we were just dating, but there's like a series of events that happen in our car. One, we get in the car. Two, we have like a little jam session, and then after the jam session, like I think that she's gonna stay awake during the whole road trip, but she never does. She never stays awake. And so what I learned is how to I hate silence. I don't like silence. It's very weird. It's very awkward. But I learned to like, I drove in silence for probably the first time in my life.
Really?
This past weekend. Yeah, it was wild. And it wasn't like I was in my own thoughts or anything. It was just like a nice, peaceful ride. So I guess I learned how to like sit in silence and just be to myself. And so that's kind of what I learned.
Congratulations, bro. I like that.
Thanks.
I like that a lot. See, sometimes I'll just be in the car and I'll just keep my radio off. Like, there's moments where I turn it off to make a phone call, but like my brain forgets to turn on the radio again when the phone call is over, so I'm just sitting in silence. But like sometimes I become aware that I had been sitting in silence, and sometimes I just choose to keep it going. Like, it's just appreciate the wind hitting my car as I'm driving, or the wheels turning, and just be in that moment.
Yeah, dude, it taught me how to be present. I'm still learning that, but I think I learned just like silence is okay.
Yeah,
And, like, we don't need noise all the time.
yeah. Somebody stole my car radio.
And then
I
we
just
Somebody
sit in
stole your
silence.
car radio?
No, I'm just quoting a song.
Oh. I'm like,
Very
bro,
good
what?
song. All right, cool. That has been what we learned this week. Now let's start wrapping it up with the next segment of Get Your Lips Wet, which is
Get your lips wet.
Get Your Lips Wet. It's the drink review segment. Jordan, would you like to go get it? You have the most convenient route right now, so. Okay. Am I a headphone unicorn?
I like that there's different segments on here. This is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I don't know when we started implementing these segments, probably like in the 30s or 40s. I can't remember. But it was a great way to, one, have the fans pick and choose like what their favorite parts of the episode is. And then also, it's even more beneficial for guests because, of course, you and I know each other pretty well.
For sure.
Jordan and you, maybe not so much.
I think
No.
I've seen Matt Hy-Vee before.
The segments preceding the main event or the meat and potatoes section, the purpose of this episode, which is AKA you and your podcast, this episode, the preceding segments is a great way to get to know you and your personality. And just get some pickups of who you are, and it's beneficial to you, the audience, and us all around. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like little icebreakers. I kind of like it. It's kinda cool.
Yeah. Like, what does Noah think about the Iowa State Fair cotton candy flavored soda at?
Not Iowa State Fair, just State Fair.
Oh yeah, just State Fair. My bad. Man, they print these so small. 180 calories. Nice. Jordan, you gonna sit down, baby girl?
I'm gonna open.
Oh yeah, we got to open them with our Dwarven Workshop mounted bottle opener. Hey, I know you're going to ask a question based on how that bottle opener is. Don't ask it on the podcast. I'll answer it later. All right, Noah. How do we know each other?
We went to high school together. We played football.
Yep.
We were in choir together.
Yep.
We were friends in high school.
Yep. And now we hate each other.
Yeah, dude. Now
Yeah,
we're not good.
Yeah,
friends.
we're enemies. This man said we're friends in high school. We were friends.
We're so friends.
Crazy. All right, can I stop being a headphone unicorn, baby girl? Thank you. All right, so how the steps go is that we just take a sniff of it first.
A
and then
sniff.
we pick up on some surface thoughts from what it smells like.
I got some surface thoughts.
All right, here you go. Jordana.
It kind of smells like bubble
candy.
gum.
Oh, really?
Bubble gum, like those.
Honestly, I think
Bubblegum
cotton
packets.
candy, like the original pink flavor, is based on like bubble gum, right?
I have no idea.
Who knows?
And it's like bubble yum. That's what it's called. Bubble yum.
Bubble yum. Yeet.
Smells like cotton candy.
Heck yeah. Take a sip, boys. All right. What do we think?
It's got a nice flavor to it. It tastes like cotton candy.
Yeah.
It tastes nice.
It's
All right.
flat.
Now that is all yours. You can finish it. You can take one more sip. You
Ooh.
can do whatever you want. So the trend with the State Fair sodas is that they're bananas accurate. Bananas accurate. And none of them are bad. It's incredible. I'm excited to try the one next week. That one's kettle corn. I'm not too excited about kettle corn.
Kettle
in general.
corn drink?
Yeah, it's going to be strange. It's the reason why it's the last State Fair soda, but this one is pretty darn good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. What do you think, Jordan?
7.5.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go 7.5 too.
All right. I feel like I should lower mine. I don't think I loved it that much, but yeah. Cool.
Have you had all the State Fair ones?
Jordan?
I have, yes.
Which one's your favorite?
Cookie. State Fair cookie.
Dude,
What-
okay.
What does
so
that taste like? Does it taste like a cookie or like what? Like
It didn't
describe that
taste
drink?
exactly like the State Fair cookie per se, but we were going bananas over it. We all gave it a 10.
really?
It was
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes, it was absolutely amazing.
Huh?
Yeah.
Cookie drink? Like was it like? Did it have chocolate chips in it?
No.
No.
It tasted like it had
It
chocolate chips
tasted
in it.
like it, though. That what
Interesting.
episode was that? Do you know?
I think that was episode... I think that was the Arizona trip episode. So
Okay.
like episode 60.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing how that was that long ago already.
Yeah, dude, sometimes I look at some of our episodes and be like, man, that was so long. Like, I feel like Chaotic Energy, episode 59, I feel like that was last month. No, it was not. Because we are now almost 20 episodes from it. You know? Dude, I hope you
Y'all
start
are almost
feeling
at
this.
100 episodes.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah. Yeah, we are actually just a little bit behind the pace of Ice Cream Sunday, and they're already talking about plans for the 100th episode, so
Dude.
that means we should too.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we've been thinking about going big for it. Like, do we make it part of our second birthday?
I don't.
I don't think so. I think episode 100 should be special.
Yeah.
And like episode
We'd already
104
talked
should be
about
the
what
year
we were
2,
doing
right?
for episode 100.
Yeah,
and
we did talk about it.
I'm still in like the mindset that like that is what we're doing.
I
so-
have like the vision of I'm almost cool with whatever we do, but like let's get everybody in on it, you know.
Yeah.
Let's get like 8 people on the podcast. I know that's not very great or recommended number of people with microphones for podcasts, but we can make it happen.
That'd
we
be
can
dope.
definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
You were right. It is the Arizona trip episode, but it was episode 64, not 60.
Oh, okay. Episode 64. Arizona trip. The cookies and cream or the
Just
State Fair cookies.
cookie.
Yeah. So yeah, if we sold you on how good that one is, you can go back and check out our reactions. Meanwhile, my nephew is going absolutely bananas in the background.
He's bonkers, dude.
Shout out to Tyrion. He is our unofficial mascot of this podcast. So
He's a child.
yeah. So Noah, can I put my arm back here?
Sure, dude.
Cool. Hopefully it's not too weird. It's just I'm begging to get
It's
a little
only
bit more
weird if you make it
comfortable.
weird. Don't make it weird.
Okay. See, that's what I say. That's what I used to say in high school. Like someone would say, "Oh, this is awkward." I'm like, "I don't feel awkward. That must be on you." You know.
Yeah.
If you're the one making it awkward, you
So
got to
awkward
change a
if you
little
make
bit
it
about
awkward, you know what I'm
yourself.
saying?
Yeah. And so, a average of 7.7 on the State Fair soda cotton candy flavor. You want to finish this off, Jordan?
No,
No, you don't want it?
it's flat.
It's flat. Yeah, we did buy these like 6 months ago. Sorry. Jordan stocked up and we're reaching the bottom of the barrel now. Where that metaphor sounds a lot grosser than it is.
Where'd
It's a
you
very
get
good
these at,
soda.
Jordan?
He just
Hy-Vee.
went to the novelty shelf at Hy-Vee and grabbed everything he could see.
Oh,
The Grimes
so
Ivy
so it's
specifically.
nothing fancy or anything.
Not really. No.
I mean, for the Grimes Hy-Vee, those novelty sodas, that candy section, that they make it fancy. They make it nice, at least a little bit.
They better be.
Yeah. But yeah, this was fun. You know, every time we get to the bottom of a deep cooler, we should take a vote on which one was the best out of that cooler. What on God's green earth is happening right now? Everything's happening upstairs right now.
Yes.
I don't know how to feel about it, but
I don't know either.
it's whatever. They're a common hindrance. Our fans already know it. They're signing up with us, so.
It's a package deal.
Yep, it's a package deal. Yep, exactly, Noah. Exactly. So the next segment is side quests.
Side quests.
Side
Ooh.
quests is
That could be a long
got
segment.
one.
it could be a long segment.
All right.
Short,
Okay.
whatever. So side quests is really just what you've been up to lately. What's on your mind? You got a hot take somewhere. You got to have a short, silly story that happened to you the other day. Just anything that could be miscellaneous that doesn't exactly fit in any other segments. Jordan, you got any side quests? What you been
The
dealing with
Lions
lately?
dropped the ball to get to Super Bowl.
Oh, we
yes,
gotta talk
Jordan,
about it.
Jordan, a huge fan of the Lions. Honestly, I don't feel bad for Jordan at all. He has been a Lions fan for not long enough, in my opinion,
3 years.
for this to be terrible. I think the Lions will be just fine in the coming years. So, I think the 49ers are past due. It's one of those games where I would have been fine with whoever won. But
What about the Chiefs? You're a big Raiders fan, so
Oh, he hates the Chiefs.
I don't hate
Yes,
the
you do. You
Chiefs.
hate the
I
Chiefs.
hate Chiefs fans.
No, you hate the Chiefs.
whoa.
Sorry. I think, if I remember correctly, you are a Chiefs fan.
I am a Chiefs fan.
Okay,
And,
okay.
and here's the thing, I was a Chiefs fan before it was cool to be a Chiefs fan.
I agree.
Now it's
I can vouch for you. We knew each other in high school.
Exactly. Now it's cool to be a Chiefs fan because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and blah 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 blah. The whole world wants to be a Chiefs fan, but I was a Chiefs fan before they were good. Before they were
born and raised
Yeah, dude. Born and raised
during
Kansas
the
City,
Alex Smith eras.
Dude, Alex Smith is still my quarterback. He's still my quarterback.
Okay. But with that said, many Chiefs fans, when I have gone to Kansas City games and gotten into, arguments online, Chiefs fans have proven to me that I just will not get along with most of them. That is okay. I know a lot of Chiefs fans personally that I will gladly enjoy over and over and over again to be with, like this man right here to my left. With that said, I feel like some of them are a little bit nutty, some of them are a little bit evil, okay? But you have bad apples in every single fan base, okay?
Yeah.
I'm speaking as a Raiders fan. Our group is insane. Our fan base,
y'all's Raiders is
absolutely
crazy.
insane. I heard stories about people that are going and seeing home games in Oakland when the Raiders were in Oakland, and the away fans were spat on. So yeah, I can get behind maybe a grand majority of Raiders fans being worse than Chiefs fans, but from my perspective, as a level-headed Raiders fan, a person who knows where we're at, which is not great. We're on the up and up, but still not great. I can understand, and from a common ground area, there is just, a general sense of things that I don't like about Raiders fans and Chiefs fans, but I guess I just have a gripe with just fan bases in general. Any team can be perfect. They can go 15-1, but the week following that one, they'll be like washed, overrated, fraudulent. Every fan base of any league is just going to call out the team that is the best for no reason, just because they hate them,
Yeah, you could also have really good players with really bad attitudes.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you get paid millions of dollars to have a bad attitude and to fight other players? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I respect the Ravens. I respect the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs, but yesterday was not fun. Like, there's just a bunch of fights, dude. I mean,
is it because they kicked Justin Tucker's kicking?
I think
setup?
that's what started it all. But like,
yeah,
they were just nasty towards each other, and it's like, it's one thing to do WWE, like, but it's another thing to be like, first of all, you have a helmet on, so how are you going to actually fight when you got a helmet on? You know what I'm saying?
It did get chippy. It did get chippy.
But on the other hand, I kind of understand, because you're like trying to win a Super Bowl or trying to get to the Super Bowl. So like, I get it, but also like, I don't know. It's kind of stupid when NFL players fight, honestly.
Yeah, people will make endless jokes about how people are punching helmets. Jordan, you okay?
Yeah.
I
didn't pay much attention to the Chiefs game, so.
Well, as a Lions fan, I don't think you'd be really focused on anything else that day.
Jordan, I was rooting for the Lions yesterday.
Everyone should have been.
I think America was rooting for the Lions.
Even 49ers fans should have been rooting for the Lions because, this was a big deal for them.
Yeah, but,
it was a big
their
deal.
future is so promising,
Well, yeah, but
I'm not worried about the Lions at all.
Could have been there.
Yeah, they could have been there. But with that said, they're not. Hey, stop touching me. Don't touch my face. I'll be less pretty. So, let's see. Man, there's so much I want to get off my chest about football, but I don't know. We might save that for another day. But, I hope the Brock Purdy haters... Actually, what's crazy is that I think this episode will come out the day before the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right, because it's a 2-week... It's 2 weeks till the Super Bowl.
Yes, it's 2 weeks till the Super Bowl. Do we want to make some random predictions right here, right now, folks?
Yes,
I'll make the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The day for the Super Bowl.
What I really want to see is I want to see a shootout between the 49ers and the Chiefs.
I want that too.
I want to see... This is like dreamland. I want to see 42-40, overtime 34-34. The Chiefs win it. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce in the last seconds of overtime. The realities of that, I don't think that's actually going to happen, because they're both very, very defensive teams.
Okay.
And so, realistically, I think it's going to be about 24-27 Super Bowl.
Okay. I want you to know that since this is literally a rematch of 2019, the majority of the NFL will come away from thinking that it was not a great Super Bowl if the Chiefs win again. I hope that you have accepted that as a Chiefs fan.
I have accepted that.
Okay, cool. I will say exactly what I have said on the radio. Okay. A lot of Chiefs fans that I've noticed online think that there's some sort of black magic in having all of these doubters. It's like someone will say something negative about the Chiefs or how they're rooting against the Chiefs, and then a Chiefs fan will be like, you're rooting against us. Now it's going to pull through. And so by that logic, they think enough people rooting against the Chiefs, there's like some sort of magical reversal of fate. And so the Chiefs will win. And so, playing into that, go Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to win. They're going to win 100-0. All right, Jordan?
100-0.
I think the 49ers are going to win. Like, actually.
Final score.
30-32.
In all seriousness, this is a very different 49ers team. Even though there is a grand amount of players that were there the first time they were in the Super Bowl, this is, bar none, a very different 49ers team.
Younger 49ers.
They're younger. They don't have Garoppolo on their team, which has been proven to be a fraudulent quarterback. Sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo. I guess your head is too far interested in the the things that come with living in Vegas. Let's just keep it at that. With that said, Brock Purdy has become a godsend.
Dude.
Respect. I want to say Brock Purdy is like the living embodiment of what I used to do in Madden, where my team would go undefeated in the Madden season simulation, right? And so therefore I would have the last pick in the draft. And like one day I was like, oh, let me draft a quarterback last in the draft. Let Mr. Irrelevant be an amazing quarterback. And this guy's just doing it in real life. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
incredible.
Like, yeah, we don't know how great Brock Purdy's career overall is going to be. It's way too soon. Okay, he could be like Baker Mayfield, where he's really cool in the beginning and then he's just pretty average. But the last time we had a quarterback that was so famously picked near the end, but also great, was Tom Brady. And not to say he's anywhere close to Tom Brady, because he's not.
I don't think so.
He's not a fraction of what Tom Brady's resume is. But if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he's on a certain pace. I'll tell you that much. So.
Yeah, and I think there's a respect for me for Purdy because
Iowa State,
first of all, but
repping.
Dude, on his bye week, he came back to Iowa and he did some work in the farms. Like, the homeboy knows
purebred
Iowa
boy.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
And I have high respects for him because I was reading something about Brock Purdy, and one of the article was about where he lived, and essentially where he lives is in Los Angeles or Las Vegas with a roommate.
Las Vegas.
I don't know actually where he lives.
He probably lives in near San Francisco.
Yeah. And he lives there with a roommate.
Nice.
That's dope. What quarterback just lives with a roommate? What NFL
a quarterback that's making only $800,000 a year in San Francisco. But with that said, I'd like to have $800,000 a year.
Who wouldn't?
Come on. But yeah, Jordan, what you doing?
Looking at Brock Purdy.
What do you mean? What do you want to know about him?
Well, I wanted to figure out where he lives.
Oh, that's a awesome thing. For my side quest personally, I just found out that one of my wrestling figures just jumped to over $100 resale value. So in your face, people who think I'm wasting my money, okay, I can flip that like a freaking brick. Thank you very much. Shout out to Eddie Guerrero for jumping in resale value. How long do you have to wait for it to not be considered blood money?
What do you mean?
Well, it's probably jumping up because Eddie Guerrero is no longer with us.
Why do you keep touching your microphone?
Because I'm severely uncomfortable right now.
Why?
This is the first
Why are you
time.
uncomfortable?
This is the first time I'm sitting on this couch in these overalls, and I don't know. I just haven't. They've recently been washed, and so I feel like I'm wearing an Iron Man suit right now.
Do you want to switch spots with that?
No. We're cool.
Sit forward a little bit.
Sit forward a little
Just a little bit. Scooch back.
Okay. Wonderful. We're a top of the line podcast over here, Noah. See, we get comfy over here.
No, dude, this is great.
Okay, so yeah. Once again, I'd like to say I'm not wasting my money on toys. Some of these toys are nice to keep, but definitely in the resale value market, it's all part of the plan, baby. Any side quests for you not related to football?
Side quests. Oh, it's getting warmer out, and long story short, I'm training for a half marathon to run.
Nice.
Really?
And I cannot wait to run outside because I'm tired of running on treadmills because I just feel like I'm going nowhere.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
you aren't
I mean,
going
you're
anywhere.
literally going
I'm
nowhere.
going nowhere. I'm not moving. I'm just taking steps, and it feels pointless.
Well, if you want to like stop doing that, you can always just give me your treadmill. I'm actually looking for one.
Oh no, I don't have a treadmill. I just go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. But
And
yeah.
so it feels even more trapped that I'm just like, yo, I'm in this building running on a treadmill, and tomorrow will be the longest run I've ever ran in my entire life.
Really?
I'm running 6 miles tomorrow.
Nice.
6 miles.
Got to get that cardio up.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude. So that's kind of a side quest. Dude,
That's a very important side
yeah.
quest. I like it.
I'm running it with my brother in October.
How's Aaron doing?
Dude, he's doing good. He needs
Good.
to pick up his phone.
Yeah? Is he like one of those brothers that just kind of do his own thing for a while?
Yeah, he never picks up his phone. So it's nothing new.
Okay.
Another side quest, I guess, is my podcast, bro. Like, it kind of relates, but I'm on episode 25.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal to me.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in the meat
yeah,
potatoes.
yeah, yeah.
So
We can talk about
don't
that.
dive too deep
I'm
into
not going to dive too deep, but tonight after this, I'm going to record it, and it's episode 25.
25, dude.
25.
That is a quarter of 100.
Yeah, I'm
Proud of you.
excited,
And
bro.
you did this all by yourself.
All by myself.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know. Another side quest is, I'm also, in regards to the cardio world, I'm also trained for RAGBRAI.
Nice. See, I want to train for RAGBRAI
So-
1 year. I just don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah, I looked up some stuff about RAGBRAI this year, and it's supposed to be the most hilliest year of them all.
Really? Ups and downs?
So, I have not fully started training for that yet,
Okay.
because in the wintertime it's really hard to ride a bike.
Of course,
So,
man. Of course.
As soon as the snow melts, you're going to see me riding everywhere.
Yeah. Watch out for Noah. Don't hit him.
Don't hit me.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, honestly, I wanna fix my cardio so bad, but like I only want to do it on a treadmill. For some reason, my form changes from running like on the sidewalk to running on the treadmill. Whenever I'm running on the sidewalk, my back starts to hurt, and I hate it. I hate it so much. When I run on the treadmill, it just burns my calves, and I'm fine with that.
yeah.
It's probably angle.
Probably is an angle. I don't know.
You could go back to biking.
Biking was my favorite thing.
Dude, we could go on some bike rides this summer.
We can do that. I would be so down for that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Jordan, do you
Dude.
like riding bikes?
No. We're not talking about that.
Do you like...
Jordan, do you want to tell him?
Jordan, what do you like to do any...
I don't know how to ride a bike.
You
Why
don't
would
know-
you laugh in his face like
I'm not... I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it's funny. It's fine.
that? It is funny. The dude's
I
like
just-
37. He doesn't know how to ride a bike.
What?
Ridiculous.
How old
I
are you,
am
Jordan?
25.
Basically 37.
25 and 37 are very different.
Yes.
Are you
that is-
sure?
That is a 12
sure?
year.
Very
That is a
different.
12
Yeah,
year jump.
only a 12-year jump.
37 is like almost 40. Jordan is not almost 40.
No, I feel like it sometimes though.
Look at him.
Jordan is a handsome man.
Oh, thank
Very.
you, Thank you.
Like,
Thank
man,
you.
if I was gay,
What?
but I'm not.
If he's single, there's probably some ladies that listen to this.
Absolutely. Dude, we were talking about this actually on
Somebody hit him up with a blind date.
The 2023 year in review. We were talking about how there is a substantial amount of women that listen to the podcast,
dude,
solely because of the sexual attraction that is beholding in this man over here.
Somebody's trying to wife Jordan up tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. I'm staring right at him.
Yeah.
Dude.
Hi.
He wants to take you on a date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeet. All right, I think it's time for Fanswers. Are we ready, folks?
Sure, yeah.
Fanswers.
Fanswers. Fan answers. Do you remember last week's Fanswers question, Jordan?
No.
You don't? Well, where did we record last?
I don't know. Where
You
was
don't know where we were for the last recording?
Can't remember the place at all.
Really?
Do you guys record in this basement every podcast, or do you record
mostly
other places?
every podcast, but when we want to do something special, we leave our basements and touch the grass.
That's
and see
good.
the sun and stuff like that.
See the grass.
Yeah,
You touch the snow.
yeah. With that said, simple question for my friends. What is your go-to movie theater? That is the question that was asked last week. And, I posted this on both the Too Many Words page and my own page. 0 answers on the Too Many Words page. A ton
also
on
shared
mine.
it.
So, I might keep the trend of just asking on mine, but it's never going to hurt on posting on both.
Sharing it.
Sharing it's nice, yeah. Okay. So, man, I post so much on Facebook. There we go. We have 18 answers. Simple question for my friends. What is your go-to movie theater? Noah, what is your go-to movie theater around here, baby?
Mine. It used to be Johnson AMC, but they closed. So now it's probably going to be Jordan Creek. Actually, it used to be the AMC by Panera in Urbandale.
Oh, yeah,
But
Cobblestone.
they closed too.
Yep.
And so it's probably going to be Jordan Creek now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, AMC is a dying company, especially in the Midwest like Iowa.
I know, it's so sad.
It's terrible. But I have a ton of answers over here. Jordan, what is your go-to theater?
I answered that question in the episode.
Yeah, you did, but, just remind the friends who
Okay.
didn't listen last week.
I guess probably Fleur Cinema and Cafe.
Fleur Cinema and Cafe. Go check them out.
Is that one good?
What?
Is that good?
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
Check out episode 76.
Episode 76 comes out next week.
All right.
It's not out for you, but it's out for the little people listening right now.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, Fleur Cinema is awesome if you want to watch and get into the weeds of more niche movies, more independently sided made movies.
It's okay, Isaac. You can just say it.
What?
Good movies.
I mean, that's very subjective.
No.
But
it's not.
yeah, if you really are into like the independent scene and not a CGI fest, and really movies that really focused on the art of
If you're into films and not movies, this is the place to go.
that, I don't know why that
Might
makes
have to
so
go
much
check it
sense,
out.
but it does. Did you have like the AMC app?
No.
So on the AMC app, you would go to see what's coming up, right? Actually, I think I still have it. I could show you this in real time, what I'm talking about. So on the AMC app, they would have movies that are out or coming out, and sometimes they would have a gold border. It would be picked as a AMC artisan film. So like this, right
Yeah.
here, under the
Yeah.
movie Poor Things, or this movie called Origin. It'd be called artisan films because if you look it up, it is based on movies that try to drive cinematic progress or just significance. Because, it's just a movie that more focuses on film than being something really cool in general, like in Marvel movies. But with that said, if you wanted like a theater that basically shows only artisan films, it's Fleur Cinema and Cafe. But they are under the same company of Fridley Theaters. Fridley Theaters also has the Palms. The Palms.
Ooh, those ones are good.
The Palms is my go-to theater.
Yeah. It's a nice theater.
If I want something more niche, I'll go to Fleur Cinema and Cafe. But for the more mainstream movies that Fleur Cinema Cafe just would not show, I'll go to the Palms because the Palms is really nice. $10 tickets. Fleur Cinema is $9 tickets. These are the cheapest tickets that you could find in the area. I promise you. And yeah, it's just great. So with that said, let's see what everybody else had to say.
Yes.
Michaela Briggs says Waukee is probably the go-to, but I prefer the Ankeny one. What's an Ankeny?
I don't know.
I
think
either.
it's a Cinemark.
I think it might be a Cinemark too. I believe that.
I don't go to Ankeny for anything.
I used to go to Ankeny for everything. With
Yeah.
that said, your mother, Jordan, Sabrina Carroll says,
That is my mother.
now that Johnston has closed, I don't have one. You should recommend your mother to Fleur Cinema and Cafe.
I just did
Yeet.
by saying that on the podcast.
Derek James Vance, been an Altoona guy for a while. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like to drive to go see a movie.
The theater
you know?
in Altoona is gigantic.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know either.
It's like a
It's pretty
30-minute
cool.
drive from my house.
It is a while drive.
If I'm going to Altoona, I got to go to Bass Pro.
Yes. Yes, the
That's
name.
what I'm saying.
Altoona's main pull is Bass
Pro
and Adventureland.
Adventureland.
With that said, Susan Rodine says Palms in Waukee, but Altoona has better popcorn. Nice. She is a popcorn aficionada.
I hate popcorn.
Theo Miller from high school.
Ooh,
I spent my
shout out to Theo.
I spent my childhood going to the Carmike Theater in Johnston. First, it became AMC. Now it's gone. I'll always remember that theater fondly. Yeah, we always will,
Yeah.
Theo. We all will. Joel Marchand.
Is that what Carmike Theater? That was what that one, the most recent closing one.
Yes.
That was what
Yes.
that was called a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So I know Windsong 16.
Yeah, it was called Windsong, or it was now.
And then it was
It's all past tense because it's the building's
Johnson
gone.
16.
Not the building, but the franchise.
That one's gone through so many different names. Yeah.
Joel Marchand says Altoona. Eva Vogue says Altoona. Avery Tidwell says Altoona usually, sometimes Jordan Creek. Marcellus Willoughby says B&B Theaters, the only way to go. I've heard of B&B Theaters. It might be a cool spot to stop at independently. I've heard it's super expensive though.
B&B Theater.
Like Mason
I've
tried
heard
to
of
go
that,
there. He said
yeah.
it's expensive, but like if the movie theater tickets were $2, Mason would say it's expensive. So, Chris Ortiz, Century Theaters in Jordan Creek. All right, Christina Campbell, Flicks, B&B or Palms. Christine Roderick, B&B in Ankeny. Jack Lingelbach,
Anyone that
my
she was
papa.
talking about.
He says, was Carmike / AMC in Urbandale or Johnston? Now that they're both gone, Palms and Waukee, then Cinemark at Jordan Creek Mall. You know, my papa and I actually had a short conversation about how the Palms is a little bit better than Jordan Creek, starting with the traffic.
Facts.
The Palms traffic near there is completely average. Jordan Creek, especially on a weekend, good luck. Good luck finding a parking spot. Ugh.
B&B Theaters.
Jessica Bennett says Flicks. Jeff Olson says was Cobblestone or AMC in Johnston. Man, all these people just be missing the AMCs that are going
Dude,
down.
I'm missing it.
Aaron Schultick says Flicks Brew House in Des Moines, but I'm biased. I feel like he works there. What's this?
B&B
Oh,
Theaters.
wow, that is quite the scene at B&B Theaters. We ought to go check that place out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Cinemark and Flicks, said by Lexi Lingelbach, my cousin. That was an awesome week of fanswers. I actually was surprised by how many answers
See,
we
I
got out of that.
got an answer on mine.
Yeah?
Connie May said Flex, but
Flex?
I think she meant to say
Flicks,
Flicks.
Yeah,
I used to work at Flicksburg House.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
What's that like? Did you sign an NDA? Don't talk about it.
Sounds like
No, I didn't.
Seems like it'd be a pretty cool place to work.
It was fine. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I got to see free movies all the time because I just like run food in and out. The pay wasn't great, but
hey, man.
But I got to see free movies.
Yeah, free movies is
like,
really tempting.
Yeah,
it's like the number one reason why you'd work at a movie theater.
exactly.
It's a bunch
That's
of
why
other.
I was working there.
There's a bunch of other jobs that pay better, but are not nowhere near as cool as.
And I had a bike there, so that was the other reason.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just walked there.
Nice.
Stuff like that. With that said, Noah, what's the question for this episode for us to answer for Fancers next week?
Don't we have
It
to
could
go talk
be-
about the meat and potatoes first?
I mean, sure, if we want to.
Usually it's episode related, isn't it?
Yeah, it is episode related. There's been a lot of episodes so far.
Okay.
Should
Okay,
the
so what do
question
we-
be who's winning the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Yeah, who's winning the Super Bowl?
Are you okay with that one?
I'm chill with that one. That was good.
You're chill with that one.
Yeah.
But do you love that one?
I like that one.
All right, cool. Cool. We try to keep the option open to the guests, so if it was an idea that came out of me, I'm trying my best to see if you were okay with that. With that said, the meat and potatoes of this podcast is, of course, the title of this episode. It's what you clicked on for. It's what made you curious. Why is Jesus in the title of this episode? Even though we don't really talk about politics or religion all too much in our podcast overall, but especially our fans know that we are good Christian boys. Shout out to Ice Cream Sunday podcast. They coined that term quite often when talking about us. These good Christian boys, no other good Christian boys, Noah with in his Christ-based podcast, Jesus, Turn It Up. Tell us about the main point of this podcast.
Yeah. The main points I would say is I want people to know that they have purpose. I want people to know that they're loved. I want people to know that Jesus loves them. And like, I feel like there's a two-part fold. And we like talk about culture. Like we talk about issues that aren't really necessarily talked about in the church. And I shed light on it because it's not talked about in the church world. And I try to incorporate the Christians and the non-Christians because I want non-Christians to listen to it, but I also want Christians to learn something and to take home and to be practical, because I feel like in the church culture, we just make things spiritual and not practical, but we need to do both and so that's kind of what the podcast is about.
I can totally dig that. What my favorite part especially is for that is how similar my radio station's goal is like that. Because I've talked with my boss many a time. At Pulse 101.7, we are definitely a Christ-based, faith-based station.
Sure.
But not everybody necessarily is saved listening to the podcast. They're not full-blown, I've been baptized, I've been going to church for 30 years kind of music. This is like introducing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, being that seed in people's lives when they don't really know what direction they're trying to go. And I feel like you are very much a podcast equivalent to that message, and I really like it.
Thank you. It takes a lot of work, and I never dreamed about like being on somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, of course.
On a Monday night. I never dreamed about having my own podcast, and how my podcast started was I was listening to a podcast and I felt God or the Holy Spirit say, "No, why don't you do this and make your voice known to this generation?" And I was just like, yo, like everyone's doing a podcast. Like I don't want to be like everyone else. Like it just, it just feels like this, oh, everybody's doing it, so Noah's got to do it. And that's not what separates my podcast from this podcast or even other podcasts. Is like, one, I'm pretty authentic on there, and that's scary because I'm putting myself out there and I don't know what I'm going to get back. And two, like, with that vulnerability, like, sometimes, I'll be honest, like, sometimes I'm nervous to speak because I'm just like, dude, like, anybody else could be doing this, but what separates us is the vulnerability.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something that myself have learned.
Yeah.
But also something that people tell me constantly, not in just podcasting, but also in radio. You know what no other podcast has?
What's that?
No other podcast has you. No other podcast has you as the host talking about what you feel and what you think.
One of the guys at Ice Cream Sunday, he put it really nicely, is you are what makes your podcast unique.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So you being authentic, we've had guests talk up on here about being authentic. You gotta be yourself. Shout out to Kyle Peterson.
Sure.
He talks about being yourself, and you just gotta be undeniably you, and people who will like you will keep listening to your podcast.
That's good.
Yeah, and also learn a little bit about Jesus and the journey with that.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what makes your podcast special. It's not like Noah starts a podcast because everybody else is.
No.
It's Noah. He's got some thoughts.
Yeah.
Very wisdom-based thoughts, very Jesus-based thoughts.
Thank you.
You are properly educated in pastoral things, right?
I am.
Yeah, you got your license?
Actually, so me and my wife just finished classes for it, and we take a test in this summer, July, for it. And so all my classes are done, and I have like the education for it. I went like online for schooling for 2.5, 3 years, and so I'm not perfect. I don't know everything, but I know some stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's really awesome. So you said you record on Monday nights. Well, sir, it's Monday night. What do you plan on recording after this? What are we talking about?
What am I talking about tonight? So, I'm gonna have my aunt and uncle on it. Actually,
really, that's cool.
Yeah. First, like besides my wife, first family members to be on the podcast.
Nice.
And it's cool because they don't live in Iowa, but they can still be on my podcast. And we're talking about purpose. We're talking about what does purpose mean? What does having purpose mean? Is purpose the same? And we're talking about does your purpose change when you have kids? Does your purpose change in marriage? We're talking about purpose and this idea that we all have a purpose and that we're all called. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, of just what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing?
No doubt.
And so I want to make things practical, and that's what we're talking about tonight.
Absolutely, man. Love to see it. Love
pumped.
to hear about it. Guys, if you are really interested but don't really know where to start, I'm biased. I will recommend the episode that I'm on. If you want to start there with someone who is also a familiar voice, you could start there and get to know and love good old Noah over here in the process.
Dude, and something really that I'm so excited about is we're on Apple Podcasts now.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. That's a big deal.
Honestly, yeah. Getting on Apple Podcasts will definitely level up your viewership, your reach, who needs to hear it, who wants to hear it. Once we got on Apple Podcasts, I definitely saw some sort of jump. And when there was actually a month straight where I set something up to where we were accidentally only posting on Spotify, and our listens went way down for a little bit. So yeah, having Apple on your team, really beneficial.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah. And so, what number episode are you going to be recording tonight? How many? 25? 26?
25.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so pumped. I never thought I would get to 3 episodes, and here I am at 25.
Yeah, it's really awesome to have a lot of
so
support
pumped.
like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the support like?
Do
people tease you for having a podcast? Because that happens over here, too.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes
it happens.
Sometimes they're like, dude, why do you have a podcast?
Because I want to talk about
cool,
Jesus.
But yeah.
I mean, it'll just happen,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are like that, and then other people are like, dude, like, I listen to your podcast, and it's so good. And, like, I set it up this way because I didn't want to chase after numbers, because I've always said, like, I want people to listen to my podcast, but if one person's listening to my podcast, that's enough for me. If 2 people listen to it, that's amazing. And so I've never been about numbers. I have been about people, though.
The more personal connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. Well, like, for the longest time, I didn't know who listened to it until people told me. And I was okay with that. Because I wasn't chasing after this big number thing or this, like, big crowd thing. I was just ultimately doing what God called me to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That's the perfect way to approach it, man.
Yeah.
Especially in our early days. I'm still kind of on that mantra of, expect nobody to listen to it.
For sure.
Always hope people will listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's why when you set low expectations, not for yourself, but for the podcast in general, just send it out there. It is what it is. Whatever happens, it's the will of God, right?
Right.
It's such amazing news when someone tells you, "Hey, I listened to your podcast."
Yeah.
It's an amazing morale boost, and it keeps you going.
You guys ever get discouraged in the podcast?
Sometimes. How about you, Jordan?
I mean, I don't know, not exactly discouraged, but I mean, there's been moments where I just like, kind of don't want to do this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that happens to me, but like sometimes I definitely wonder, is this worth anything sometimes?
Yeah.
I don't really think that.
Really?
Because, like...
This man's confidence is
Yeah.
through the roof. It's amazing.
Jordan, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on my podcast.
It's more like, well, I haven't given it a listen yet.
That's okay.
But I definitely might try to do that.
Always go and do it right now. Oh, tomorrow. Sorry.
Because my next day off is tomorrow, so we'll try to give that a listen tomorrow. But like, a good thing is like the fact that you have one listener, like that's more than I ever expected. So,
Yeah.
like, as far as I'm concerned, we are successful.
Right.
Yeah. Like I remember episode 6, Baby Days. We had a good guest named Darren Dalton. He's here to
Darren
be with
4.
us here soon. He was actually supposed to be in your place for this episode, but he keeps on canceling because of scheduling. But he's a good friend of ours. He said a long time ago, we said something like, "Yeah, we have 10 followers on Spotify. It's not a great number, but we're so happy to have all 10." He's like, "Yeah, dude, imagine 10 whole people sitting in this room with us watching what we're doing. That's a lot of people,
That is a lot of people."
And so, Noah, too long ago did I say I would make you a logo.
You haven't showed it to him yet?
No,
I
told him.
Oh,
I told him I was going to
sent
make
it
a surprise.
to me. It's good. It's so good.
And so I'm gonna drop it on the screen right here.
All right, drop it.
That might be a little silly on the editing process
It
for the
shouldn't be too hard.
long form video, but
We'll figure it
I'll
out.
make a promo about it so people can get to see it, see what it looks like. But this
Come on.
is your logo. What do you think?
Oh!
What do you think,
I
bro?
like that a lot, man.
I really wish I had enough time to give you alternate logos and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what I came up with. I'm like, that's pretty good. I worked pretty hard on it, and I think it looks clean. I think it looks nice. Yeah,
That's like official, dude.
it does look pretty official, man.
That looks dope.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I can send that to you. You can slap that on the cover of all your episodes, and maybe I can even show you how to change it if you're needing some help.
I think I figured that part out, but that logo I will use.
Yeah, you like it?
Dope.
You like it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Are you sure you like it?
I think it's
I
dope.
am sure.
Do I need to make any changes at all?
No. It's either between that one or
Oh, someone else made you a logo? I'll kill him.
yeah, somebody else did.
Oh boy. I want you to know that no matter what you show me, I'm going to say it's great to preserve the skill and reputation of the both of us.
For sure.
Okay. Jordan, say something funny.
Logos are blue.
Logos are blue. Some logos are blue, like Pepsi and Ford, and both of those things are not my favorite of that category.
Oh, come on.
Some logos are
You act
blue.
like you hate Ford so much, but you really don't.
I mean, I don't hate Ford. They have come out with a good number of vehicles that I would definitely want. You got the Ford Bronco. You got the Ford GT.
People hate on Mustangs a lot, and you hear it a lot specifically around this area because Mustangs are a very popular sports/muscle vehicle around the Midwest here. It's
because they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, what some might consider regular traffic, but like they're not supposed to be that. Mustangs are actually very uncommon almost anywhere else. I don't know if you knew that.
Here it is.
Oh, you found it? Let's see it.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, you're going to send it to me. Okay. I'm down with that.
Down with
and
that
the Ford
now.
Focus. The Ford Focus hatchback is sexy.
I mean, Ford
That's
Focus SE was.
Ooh, that's like a noir look,
Yeah.
kind of. I like that too. Yeah, you get the big NW for Noah in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different.
But I like
style.
that one a lot. That one's good.
I personally, I really actually like that
Jordan,
one too.
what's your vote?
He's gonna.
I mean, I'm gonna say Isaac's probably, but
He's
let's
biased.
take
He's
a
my
look
friend.
here.
I think it's like a good
That's
nuance.
nice. That's very nice. It's very simple, and
Yeah.
I think it
It's
gets the
straight
point
to
across.
to the point. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that.
So,
I say that you cannot go wrong with whatever you decide to pick.
all right.
Maybe I can even collaborate with whoever made that. And we
It
can
was my
make-
wife, so you definitely can.
Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. Shout out to Miss With or Mrs. With. You know, it's so interesting having someone younger than me just say, "Yeah, my wife." You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's not bad or anything. And I love your marriage. It's you guys are an absolute tandem.
Me too.
It's just I keep forgetting that you're married.
That's okay. You're not the
It's
only
like,
one.
this is not just a girlfriend anymore. This is a wife.
It's a wife.
This guy did some
Yeah.
serious paperwork to have her with a name that is not hers previously.
paperwork and a lot of money
Yeah.
for that ring, dude. And the
Whoop, whoop.
wedding.
So yeah,
But I don't regret any decision that I made there.
cool. Is there any lasting things that you want to share on this podcast? I think we're starting to do a good old wrap up.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say if you're a listener, a creative person, and you're doubting if you should do something creative, like write a book, start a podcast, I don't know, write a song, I would say do it. Like, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing at all to lose. Like, if you're gifted in those areas, then do it and do it well.
Yeah.
And when you do it, it's going to take work. It's going to take practice, and like, you're not going to be perfect the first time.
Yeah. What I always say is that the worst thing that could happen is nothing.
Exactly.
You're not going to go to jail. You're not going to ruin your reputation. You're
Right.
not going to do anything. You're going to try something.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that could happen, 0 views.
Right.
0 plays, 0 purchases, 0 whatever it may be that you're trying to
Yeah.
distribute. That is okay. What I've learned, what Noah's probably learned, what Jordan and I go by really hard is that you keep doing that same thing enough times, you do it consistently, okay? Maybe especially if it's like a music example. I'm not saying, hey, drop a new song
Yeah.
every Saturday. I'm saying advertise your song every Saturday, you know?
Be confident about it too.
Yes. One thing that I've learned in studying directorial things, in being a young director, is not for 1 second let them think that you're unsure of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta bring that swagger. You
Yeah.
gotta bring that confidence. You gotta be
Swagger.
undeniably
Swagger.
yourself, as we have
Haven't
said.
heard that word in a while.
Yeah, I know. It just kind of came out of my face.
See, that's awesome.
But Yeah. Yeah, we're on the up and up on encouraging others to do what they love. So I like this. The great avenue right there.
I think one of the best parts is like we can almost guarantee probably at least 3 more listens for you. Because I mean, you got I'll try and give you a listen tomorrow. I'm sure Isaac will try to listen to you as much as he can, and then we have a Nana. A certain Nana, who was a very Christian lady, who was very sweet and very amazing.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I can almost promise you 100% she's going to give
my
you a
Nana
listen.
will definitely look into you.
Come
probably.
on.
Not to give you some extra homework to do, Nana, as you listen to this on a Monday at work, but this is a bright young man that
Pastor Debbie Lingelbach.
Yeah, Pastor Debbie is going to be her podcast that is also faith-based. I'm trying to hook her up on that.
Dude, I would love to have her on.
Yeah,
Like,
so
hands down, let's go.
Yeah, you guys could like collaborate sometimes. You could be on her podcast. Not to force a guest on Nana's podcast or anything. This is a lot of planning that hasn't even happened yet. I don't want to overwhelm my Nana, but yeah, the window's open,
Dude.
Nana, to be on his podcast, learn about what he does to format and stuff. But yeah, my Nana, she wants to take pop culture events and turn a message into it.
Oh,
Yeah, and she just really wants to do stuff like that. I'm
on.
helping her start the podcast as soon as her retirement's here. She is retiring in less than 6 months, maybe even less than 5 months, and then it's podcast time for her.
What's your Nana's name?
My Nana is Debbie Lingelbach. And
Debbie.
Yeah, so
You said she's a pastor too?
yes.
Where's she a pastor at?
Well, she doesn't pastor at a church right now, but she's been ordained multiple times, I think. She's had to renew a few things. I don't know. It's a bunch of shadowy stuff to where it's like if I
Sure.
keep talking, I'm going to say something inaccurate for sure. But yeah, she's been a pastor for a very long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, she wants to start a podcast.
Dude.
It's going to be under the Scald Stone Productions branch. And
Wow.
us as openly Christian boys, we try to keep it neutral on the Too Many Words podcast, but it is no secret that we love Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And so we want to have a podcast exclusive to that, and that's where our Nana comes in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So, yeah, shout out to Love Pastor Debbie and Nana. So, she's coming out with a podcast. I don't know if we've talked about this previously on the podcast before. Maybe a little bit on the Christmas special. But yeah.
We've talked about it a couple times, actually.
If you guys want a faith-based podcast from Scald Stone Productions, that's where it's going to be. In the meantime, get to know Noah. Get to know his podcast. Jesus, turn
Check
it
it
up,
out.
man. Jesus, turn it up. And it's awesome. It's fun. I don't know what episode number I'm on, but yeah, I feel like that's a good recommended start if you want to start with someone that you know as a
Yeah.
guest. But yeah,
Last thing, I will say this publicly. I am writing a book on, not on this podcast, but it's going to be called Jesus Turn It Up.
okay,
It's going to be based off of how to have crazy faith,
okay,
how to have faith, and so hopefully,
There you are, right there. Found you.
hopefully, I'll be done with that book this year, in 2024.
That'd be cool.
So
yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Proud of you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Proud of anybody that wants to write a book. I do not want to write a
It's
book.
a lot of work, but I'm excited for that.
Sweet. All right. So, we're gonna wrap this whole thing up. Jordan, who or what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
This podcast episode goes out to Taylor.
Swift?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just Taylor.
Who's Taylor?
Someone I know.
Okay, you keep on
Okay,
mentioning like
Taylor.
first names, and I have no clue who you're talking about. And like,
That's exactly the point.
all right, cool.
Shout out to Taylor, dude.
For me, this podcast episode goes out to Noah and his podcast, being so gracious to be on the podcast, helping us, help one another. And Jesus, turn it up. This one's for you. Noah, what's this podcast episode to go to for you?
I was not prepared for that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, just it can go to anybody.
Anybody or anything.
It can be important. It could be stupid. It could be whatever it may be. We've dedicated podcast episodes to like chicken parmesan before, you know, and slinkies and stuff like that.
A
So
lot of husbands usually do their wife.
Yeah, this podcast goes out to my wife and the Kansas City Chiefs.
parentheses and the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. This one will be no problem, but I have a feeling that you're still gonna say it.
Oh no, I'm not.
No, you're not? You're not?
Yeah, it's
All right.
I mean, normally we close out with amen on 3, and I will be like, hey, you don't have to say this if you don't want to, but like, obviously you
All
want
right,
to.
I'll say it.
All right. On
All right.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Amen.